National income is the significant part of the macroeconomic analysis. It reflects the level of economic activities, size of growth, and composition of the economic structure of a nation for a given period of time. Yes, today's topic is national income. The first estimate of national income was prepared by Dadabhai Naroji in the year 1867. But the first scientific estimate was made by Professor V.K.R.V. Rao in the year 1931. After independence, the government of India appointed National Income Committee in 1949 with P.C. Mahalanobis as a chairman. Following the report of this committee, the task of national income was entrusted to the CSO, stands for Central Statistical Organization. National income is an uncertain term which is interchangeably with national dividend, national output, and national expenditure. On this basis, national income has been defined in number of ways. In common parlance, national income means the total value of goods and services produced annually in a country. Thus, we can say it is the net result of all the economic activities of any country during the period of 1 year and is valued in the term of money. Now, let's see the national income from the production approach. There are three approaches: production, consumption, and modern approach. Production approach defines national income on the basis of production of goods and services, and it gives emphasis on the source of generation of national income. Here we will describe the definition given by the Marshall. The labor and capital of a country acting on its natural resources produce annually a certain net aggregate of commodities, material and immaterial, including services of all kind. This is the true national income or revenue of the country. The definition of national income given by the Marshall focuses on the national income which is calculated on the annual basis. Monetary value of all goods and services, whether they are visible or invisible, produced in a year is included in the national income. The net income from abroad is included. Capital allowances or depreciation is deducted. Production used for the gifts or self consumption is also not included in the counting of national income. Hence, we can say Marshall has given simple, comprehensive, and sound definition of national income. Similarly, A.C. Pigou approach is also known as monetarist approach of national income. It also based on production approach, but the main feature of the definition given by the Pigou is that national income is calculated on the annual basis. Only those goods and services are included in the national income which are exchanged in the market for money. Efforts are made to avoid double counting. Depreciation is deducted to find out the net national income, and income from abroad is added in the calculation of national income. The definition of Pigou is little bit precise, elastic, convenient and practical. Why? Because it relates national income calculation with the monetary base. Therefore, it eliminates the difficulty of measuring the national income. But it was not in the case of the Marshall. Now we will study consumption approach. Professor Fisher defines the national income on the basis of consumption, which is entirely different from the production approach. According to Fisher, the national income of a nation should be computed on the basis of annual consumption, not on the basis of production. According to his definition, national income is calculated annually by adding total consumption of the community. This definition is more superior to the Marshall and Pigou's definition because it is closer to the concept of economic welfare, because economic welfare ultimately depends on the level of the consumption. Third point is the basis of consumption for defining national income seems to be more rationalistic and logical, as the ultimate aim of production is consumption only. So this definition is more superior to the other definition. Now the third approach is modern approach of national income. It focuses on the net character of the national income. According to Simon Kuznets, national income is the net output of commodities and services flowing during the year from the country's productive system in the hands of ultimate consumer or into the net addition to the country's capital good. One more definition I will dictate here. According to the CSO, Central Statistical Organization, national income is the sum total of the factor income earned by the normal resident of a country in form of wages, rent, interest and profit in an accounting year. Here, I would like to jot one important point, that is, national income is a flow concept, not stock concept. There is one equation which is called S plus T plus M. S plus T plus M. It is equal to I plus G plus X. S plus T plus M. It is called leakage. It is called leakage. Whereas I plus G plus X, this is called injection. Injection. The left side of the equation is leakage in an economy and the right side is the injection flow of the economy, which are equal at the time of equilibrium. Leakage means money is taken away from the circular flow, and increase in these factor will reduce the economic activities level. Similarly, the right side is called injection, which is good for the society. So, injection will increase the flow and will increase the level of the economic activities. Now, we will study the various concepts of national income. The first one is gross domestic production, means GDP. It is the sum of market value of all goods and services produced in a year within a domestic and political boundary of a nation in a given period of time. It includes the entire geographical area, including sea territory, transporting vessels such as ship and aircraft, oil rings and fishing ships, foreign high commission, embassies and military bases situated abroad. So, all these are the part of the GDP, gross domestic production. Now, let's move to the next concept, that is gross national production. Whenever we are moving from the domestic to national, it means we have to add the net factor income from abroad. What is GNP? GNP can be defined as a total monetary value of all goods and services produced in a year in a nation. GNP is equals to GDP plus NIFA. NIFA means net factor income from abroad. What is final good? Final goods are those goods which are purchased for the final use. NIFA means net factor income from abroad. It is a difference between the factor payment received by the nation and factor payment made by the nation. In GNP, all the monetary measure of goods and services are added. Only final goods and services are included. Transfer payments are not included. It means old age pension, unemployment allowances, these are excluded. Tax income of government is not included because it leads to double counting. Capital gains are not the part of national income. Windfall gains such as lottery or prize are excluded. Dividend paid by the company are not the part of the national income. Goods and services used for the self consumption are excluded. Income generated from illegal activities remain out of the calculation of national income. In national income only current year production is added and unproductive transactions are not included. Unproductive transactions are of two types: sale of old goods and financial transactions. So these are not included in the national income. In short, income from all those activities which add to the capital or asset base of a nation comes under the scope of GNP. Is it clear? Next point is net national production. Each production process involves usage of capital in form of capital allowances like depreciation, repair, obsolescence and expenditure on renewals. The net national product is the net value of gross national production after deducting the capital allowances. So NNP is equals to GNP minus capital allowances in the form of depreciation, repair, obsolescence, etc. So, the value of NNP may be greater than or less than GNP depending upon the net effect of NIFA. Okay. Now, the next concept is national income. In real sense, NNP is the national income of the country. So, symbolically, we will say NNP is equals to national income. The national income concept has two implications. First, national income at market price, and second, national income at the factor cost. So, first we will study NNP at the market price. Net national product or national income is the net market value of all the goods and services produced in a year. Now, NNP at the factor cost. It is derived from the NNP at market price by adding the subsidies and deducting the indirect taxes. The indirect taxes are the part of market price, but they are received by the government. Hence, they are deducted from NNP at market price. Similarly, subsidies which are given by the government to the producers but are not shown in the prices of the goods and services. Hence, the value of subsidy is added in the NNP at the market price. When we will add the subsidies and deduct the indirect taxes, then NNP at the market price will get converted into NNP at the factor cost. Now, next point is personal income. It is the total income received by the people or individual of a nation. According to Peterson, personal income is the current income received by person from all sources including transfer income, government and business. So we can say personal income is equals to national income less social security contribution less corporate income tax less undistributed corporate profit plus all transfer payments. So we can say it is a more useful concept as it provide micro base and it represent the potential purchasing power of the individual of any nation. Next concept is disposable personal income. The personal income earned by the individual is not discretionary income of the individual as individual cannot spend the entire personal income, right? So every individual has to pay confirm amount of income tax or fixed line purchase payment. So we can say disposable personal income is equals to personal income minus income tax minus fixed hire purchase repayments. In other words, we can say disposable personal income is equals to consumption expenditures plus savings. So this is called disposable personal income. Next is private income. Private income is a different concept from the personal income. Private income is crude and wide approach. It includes all those payments which are received by the private people in legal form. So, to calculate private income, many other incomes such as transfer payments, windfall gains, income received from abroad are included in the national income, but by deducting social security contribution. So, what is private income? Private income is equals to national income plus transfer payments plus windfall gains plus interest on public loans minus social security contribution minus savings or profit of the public sector. So this is the private income. Next point is per capita income. Per capita income is the average income of the individual of any nation. It is calculated on the current price basis. It is obtained by dividing total national income of the country at the current price by the total number of people or population of the country. So, per capita income is equals to total national income divided by total population. So, these are the important concept of the national income. Now, here I would like to throw light to simplify the different concept of national income. What is GDP? GDP is the final price of market value of the goods and services produced within the country in a given period of 1 year. When you have to convert GDP to NDP, then what you have to do? You have to deduct the depreciation. Next, after calculating NDP at the market price, how you will calculate NDP at factor cost? You will subtract the indirect taxes and add the subsidies. So, to convert gross into net, you have to subtract the depreciation, and to convert MP to FC, you have to subtract indirect taxes and add the subsidies. So, GDP minus depreciation is NDP at market price, and NDP at market price minus indirect taxes plus subsidy is called NDP at factor cost. Next is national product. To convert GDP into GNP, what you will do? To convert domestic into national, you have to add net factor income from abroad. So, NNP at market price is equals to GNP at market price minus depreciation. And to convert NNP at market price to factor cost, what you will do? Again, you will subtract the indirect taxes and add the subsidies. So, in this way, you can calculate NNP at factor cost. Now, the last point is per capita income or per capita product. So NI or NNP at factor cost divided by the population. What is the per capita income of India? It is approximately 135,000. So these are the important concept of the national income. I hope now it is clear that what is national income and what are the different concepts. In my next video, we will discuss upon the significance of the national income, its utility and what are the different methods of estimating national income. If you are new to this channel, then like, share and subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I am going to post my next video, you will be able to get the notification. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.